Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question everything. And my bad, y'all, I haven't been posting consistently like I said I would. I know I said I was going to post 365 videos this year, which I still plan on doing. I'll probably just have to post more than one video on some days, but that's okay. But enough of that, y'all. Let's go ahead and get straight to the video.
Flint, downtown. So check this out. That tree is clearly 300 years old, probably 200. But look at what we found inside.
Oh, what?
What is this?
Hold on. That looked like a cap of a pyramid or something. And there's some writing on there too. That's crazy. Like, okay, how did the tree just start growing on top of this mud?
I got some markings on it, but I don't know. That ain't natural. Anybody got any thoughts? Let us know, leave some comments. Very curious, and we're very interested. Because Flint was founded in 1807. You know, so how old is that thing? This thing's pretty big. It goes down pretty far.
Yo, what y'all think of that? 1819 is when Flint was founded. That tree is clearly older than that. So, what was here first, and how did it get underground? Was there a flood, or what type of cataclysm happened? Man, all my Flint people, all my Michigan people, Midwest, stand up. I'm gonna need y'all to go here, and we need some answers. If you know what that is, let us know in the comments down below. But if not, man, we need to get out there to Flint with some shovels or something. We need to excavate. It's probably a lot of lands in America that we should probably start excavating to get to the truth, but they're probably protected by, like, national parks or, country clubs with large golf courses. Why build the giant puppets? Y'all asking the wrong questions. So my mom showed me this video recently, guys. Or one similar to it. A lot of people are saying that was a giant Nephilim, and I guess Nephilim are afraid of water, because of the floods or whatever, and they dunked them in the water. And it was weird. I seen the video of it actually going in the water, and the mud closed its eyes before it went under, like it was a real living thing. So a lot of questions need to be asked. Yo, look at light, how light works. I gotta read this. Interdimensional beings theory demonstrates how a high dimension interacts with a lower dimension. The laser is analogous to a two-dimensional world. The plastic piece is a three-dimensional world or object. The outline of the person illuminated by the laser is what the people in the 2D world would see as the 3D object moves through it. Basically, a 3D object passing through 2D would appear as a 2D object. Similarly, if a 4D object passed through a 3D world, it would be seen as a 3D object. Wow, so when fourth dimensional beings come to our realm, we see them as third dimensional beings, but there's something else to them. That's cool though. I ain't never seen nothing like that, with the little light making a person walk.
You'll see something very strange. You'll see melted buildings and bricks in almost every country. And there's a lot of theories as to how this might have happened. But I think relating to the mud flood theory, where many people think there was a flood of mud that covered these buildings and they were found and excavated, I think moreover, it's possible that the sun and an event called the grand solar maxima could be responsible for the liquefaction of the soil and the melting of many of these buildings. And if there was a period where our sun was that overactive, it could easily have done what you see here. But it's very strange, and as always, there's many theories around. I'm interested in what you all have to think.
So what if it wasn't the sun? What if it was like the moon on some Star Wars death ray type stuff, and it was used as a weapon, and it was just beaming everything down here, and it was melting everything, vaporizing people? Y'all seen the movie World of the Worlds, right? Or read the book, and they had those light beams that basically vaporized the people into nothing. And they were also able to melt things with that. So you have this time period where all these buildings are melted and destroyed in certain places, and all the people from that time are nowhere to be found. What if something came and vaporized all the people and everything that was here? And then certain people hid, until it was all over, and now they came back out and found everything and tried to rewrite history. A little rant right there.
When they give us a story, they never tell it all.
Mm-hmm.
Connect the dots. It's getting to the point to where I shouldn't even have to say nothing anymore. Y'all can see it, can't y'all? Dealing with those naked serpents. Why she had serpent hair, which was really, you see. Once again, we was connected to them naked serpents. And we wasn't aware. They tried to tell us, but they still put a twist on it. Those of you that want to further your research about Medusa, it's a lot I can say here. But this picture just tells it all. Peace, guys.
Picture does really tell a lot, not gonna lie.
Interdimensional
Man.
demons showing their faces all over the place. We've got tsunamis, earthquakes, and now there's quartz crystals growing through the ground, through the pavement. If y'all
Where?
haven't seen that floating around here on TikTok. It's a crazy year so far. And here's the deal. I don't care what anyone says. Not all of these levers are being pulled by nefarious people. There are some of these things that are just happening right now. And I don't really care if you agree with me on that or not. Like, that's what's happening. And then we've got this weird freeze that's taking place all across the world, and the temperature shifting and everything. If you are experiencing something very bizarre or weird, and you don't know who to share it with or how to share it, or you don't have a platform, let me know. Tell me. Get in contact with me. Say something down in the comment section. DM me. Share with me what you have and what you know, and I will be happy to share it with everybody else, especially if it's something that none of us have heard about yet. I hope everyone's staying safe out there.
Wake the fuck up.
What?
Wake up.
Demon time.
Wake up.
What is that?
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
Realized when a person encounters a spiritual dimension. Cosmic consciousness denotes awareness of the universe's cosmic order beyond manifest reality. This awareness is accompanied by intellectual enlightenment or illumination, followed by a state of moral delight and a sense of joy. After attaining this awareness, a person realizes immortality and has the impression that life is eternal. Richard Maurice Buck, a Canadian doctor, rationally examined the concept of cosmic consciousness in his book, Cosmic Consciousness, published in 1901. People throughout history, such as Lord Buddha, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, and others, have attained cosmic consciousness and reached the state of enlightenment, which has been variously described as illumination, fulfillment, salvation, nirvana, Brahmic splendor, and so on. People who have reached this level have nothing else to desire in life, which was when the third eye was also unsealed. The pineal gland is a pea-sized cone-shaped gland or organ deep within our brain. Its existence has been known since ancient times. It's located between the two hemispheres of the brain. Many mystics referred to this gland as the third eye. Medical researchers and others are learning more and more about its functions. The pineal gland is a photosensitive organ that serves as the human body's timekeeper. Some claim that it provides interdimensional awareness of the inner self and spiritual reality, besides regulating essential bodily functions like respiration and heartbeat. Many people believe it is also the seat of the soul. Philosophers and spiritual adepts have previously contemplated the true function of the pineal gland. The ancient Greeks thought the pineal gland was our link to the universal realms of thought, or Plato's world of ideas. René Descartes, the famous philosopher, referred to it as the seat of the soul. To understand the pineal gland functions, you should be familiar with the three chemicals serotonin, melatonin, and DMT. Serotonin is primarily active during the day. It's associated with joy and fulfillment. Melatonin is produced in response to darkness as it promotes sleep. Melatonin.
You know what's crazy about both serotonin and melatonin, right? Is that I don't feel like we get enough of either anymore in today's time, because everyone's in the house. No one's really outside getting the natural light that's going to help them produce the serotonin. Everyone's getting artificial light inside. And then when it comes to nighttime, when you're supposed to be in darkness and the melatonin's supposed to be released, everyone's got artificial lights. You know, you've got screens or LED lights or all type of stuff, TVs, cell phones, all in your face, preventing the melatonin from, naturally being released. And that's why you have all these people nowadays who take melatonin. You can go into any pharmacy or, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, and you'll see a huge rack full of melatonin. And why are people taking this? It's because of the time that we're in.
Capsules are available in many health food stores to help insomniacs. Melatonin is produced in trace amounts by the pineal gland. Dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, thought to induce dreams, near-death experiences, and visions, is also excreted by the pineal gland. According to several medical experts, the pineal gland secretes DMT, chemically similar to melatonin and serotonin. The pineal gland is situated in the center of the brain, at the confluence of the central ventricles that transport cerebral spinal fluid throughout the brain and nervous system. Melatonin is secreted there and immediately enters the brain via the blood-brain barrier. Dreams are the most common example of visualizing realities with.
Because life is for the living.
This is very weird. Here it is. Hold on.
And motherfuckers that are alive and love you don't want to love you because they love you. I said I'm tired. Now unplug this shit, nigga. I want to see what the next part looks like. Because I know this ain't the end. Energy ain't dissipated, it's transferred. The spirit animates this clay we want to trap it. Understand me? Clay drops the fuck down, my spirit going on to the next phase, nigga. Now leave me fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? I had my fun. And some of you old motherfuckers ain't playing.
I think it's a lot of truth in that. You ever been bedside by someone who's on their last days or last hours and they just want to get over to the other side? And it's because, like you said, man, we're done with this over here at that point. We've had our time, and we've had our fun. We've had our experiences. Hopefully we've learned something so that we ain't got to come back here. And when we cross over, we can see what's on the other side and not be reincarnated and have to do it again.
Well, what they'll do is they'll grab you, they'll pull you under, and they'll eat you. And then he looked at me and he smiled and he said, but only if you're white. This lake is pretty famous for water babies. It's famous for USOs, or UFOs as well. It's famous for a lot of paranormal things. In fact, some of the ladies I was talking to around here said that they've even seen Bigfoot a few times. And once again, this is Pyramid Lake.
I don't know, but why do they call it Pyramid Lake? Is there pyramids at this lake? This is Las Vegas. We just seen at the beginning of the video that there's pyramids in Detroit. We know that we have pyramids down south. We know that there's pyramids in Missouri. Now Is there pyramids out here in Las Vegas? Or Nevada? I don't know why I said Las Vegas. In Nevada.
This is Pyramid Lake,
There goes
found
the pyramid.
in Nevada.
Oh, wow.
Pyramids and sphinx-looking structures are on the coast of this lake. The oldest pictoglyphs in America are found at this lake. Sundials, snakes. It's crazy. A skeleton 10,000 years old was found on the beach of this lake. The greatest story ever told about Jesus Christ was shot at Pyramid Lake in the 1960s. But check this out. This is weird right here. This is deep. I'm pretty sure everybody saw this picture before, you just don't know where. Pyramid Lake was used as the original screensaver for the first iPad.
Never knew that.
This is crazy. We know the truth now.
Big shout outs to this channel. We know the truth now because I'm knowing a lot more truth because of this channel.
She go. That's how Area 51 works. He lures the smartest aliens from across the universe and throws us in jail. Take Thurman. He was a professor. Those four hands invented touchscreen technology. Or Io. She used to be a librarian. She got so mad looking stuff up for people that she invented the search engine.
AI.
And most importantly, me. After my radio show got famous, I invented social networking. I've got 5 billion pending friend requests. That's how Shanker bankrolls this place. He
That's
rips
how
out
technology was
our
made.
and sells it to the world. He's got deals with everybody. Apple, Facebook, them Google guys. You think humans can build this stuff? I don't think so. Who do you think invented the internet? Cell phones, computer animation. We did.
Thank you. I love tech history, but have you seen my brother?
I watched that movie with my kids. That movie woke.
Founded with 13 colonies. Why 13? Why not 12? Why not an even dozen? Why not 10? Why not 15? There was a reason why these Masonic founding fathers of America chose the number 13. Now, I'll share that with you. We're taught in this society, in Western society, that 13 is an unlucky number.
Yes.
Friday the 13th is an unlucky date. Most buildings don't have a 13th floor. Most theaters don't have a 13th row. But yet, we see that the number 13 has been repeated 13 times on the Great Seal and the dollar bill. We see that this country was founded with 13 colonies. So obviously, to those who know the truth, 13 has a different meaning. I take you back to the story of Asar, the story of the murder of Asar. Asar's body was cut into 14 pieces, and the set found 13 parts of Asar's body and remembered him. So for the Masonic founding fathers of the United States of America, they established this country with 13 colonies because symbolically, metaphorically, they saw themselves as reconstituting the body of Asar, the 13 colonies here in the United States.
Is this cloud seeding?
Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest.
Damn.
Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
Weather control, y'all.
I told you. It's raining. That's unbelievable. Oh. That's
He gonna have cancer in about 10 years from that fake rain that they just can't. Man, look, that's Chernobyl right there.
Thank God. It's making its own weather.
Saying so, you'll find when we look all over the world, we drive on the left side. We use the left side of the wheel when we driving. But you go on the other side of the wheel, you use the right side. The toilet bowl goes clockwise, and the other side counterclockwise. When we want to inspire people or make them spiritual, we communicate, we speak it, right? We do lectures, we chant, we say Jesus. But on the other side, they breathe and they meditate. Over here, people are obese. Over there, people are skinnier, right? So what we find is the planet is on the 23.5-degree axis. So it's on a tilt. So you tend to use one eye more than the other, one leg more than the other. You lean to one side more than the other. So to enhance your consciousness, you have to either travel or make a more concerted effort to exercise the other part of the brain. So the left side is math, science, language, and reading. The right side is music, art, emotions. Sometimes when people say no words could express what I feel, it's because words is on the left side and feeling is on the right, and they didn't make a connection. And that's what consciousness is holistically, which would make you a genius.
So how do you balance it out?
Well,
Like what are some of the exercises you could do?
Oh, balancing it out, one of the best, you feel what I'm saying? So
Okay, I like what he was saying, but I'm pretty sure bro he's in some trouble right now with some people. We got caves hidden in the mountains, y'all. I don't think mountains are what they say they are anyway. A lot of them look man-made anyway, you know, pieced together. What's that up there? Oh, fairies, huh? Oh, snap.
Stop, you're not gonna wanna miss this. Did y'all hear about them aliens contacting this woman through her radio?
Who are you?
Listen to this crazy ass video. Through the radio.
I'm not understanding. Could you say that again? Who are you? Hello?
Y'all see that's the radio station, right? That's the radio station. Me personally, I'm not finna sit up here and have a conversation with an alien through the radio. And it's starting to seem like every day now that we're seeing more and more UFO shit or alien things. Now, is it me or are they coming out of hiding? And this is not the first time that this has happened. There has been other videos of aliens or extraterrestrials communicating through people through their radio system. What are they trying to warn us about, or what are they trying to say? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this alien communicating with this woman through her radio system. In the comments, like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned. Hit me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content, and tap into that business email if y'all trying to work. Let's go.
Man, there's something in my eye. And y'all ever had an eyelash just like in your eye? Most irritating thing out there. But yeah, you know what I think about these aliens and all this stuff that's coming out now about aliens? It's crazy because people have been waking up in the last 2 years, right? And a lot of these people who have been waking up have realized that the pyramids weren't built by aliens, you know, and these UFOs weren't driven or flown by aliens. Most of the time it was melanated beings up in these UFOs. And I think what's happening is people are waking up to that fact, and the government is trying to again cover it up. Yo, let's go ahead and put this alien stuff out there. Let's continue to make them believe that it's aliens and not just another race of people on this planet. Because yeah, it can sound like some alien gibberish, but I'll be honest, if you were to get dropped in some random country and they start speaking some random language you've never heard of before, you're going to think it's alien. You're going to say, what the fuck are they saying? Just similar to this. So that could technically be another human talking, and that's the language that they speak. Because think about it, humans know so many different languages. Who's to say that they can't know some alien language? Oprah don't look like Oprah, huh? A lot of celebrities don't look like themselves nowadays. They looking a little different. Oprah done looked the same for about 20 years. Ain't too many people could say that they look the same for 20 years.
Strange and mysterious creatures. In almost every ancient ruins in the Indian subcontinent, you will see these strange serpent-like beings who are called Nagas. People worship them even to this day. But what is their significance in the ancient history of the human race? The ancient Hindu texts, such as the Vedas and Puranas, describe these serpents as very intelligent and powerful. According to these texts, they came down to Earth from a different realm or planet called Nagaloka. Sometimes, these beings are depicted as very cruel to human beings. But there were also some benevolent Nagas who shared advanced knowledge and wisdom with the humans. That is why people in India still worship them for their generosity. The mention of advanced reptilian creatures are found all over the world, whether be it India, Mesopotamia, or Egypt. The Nagas are linked with wisdom and knowledge. So could it be possible that these reptilian creatures were a race of extraterrestrial beings from another planet?
So one thing I'm going to say about these Nagas, right, in India. If you guys remember when a certain somebody came to the Americas long time ago, and he said that he found West Indians, right, in Americas. It was the West Indians. There's a reason they called them West Indians and not just Indians, right? Because to the east of where he was coming from, there's also Indians, East Indians, India, right? So then you have the Indians in the east, right? These Indians. And then you come to the west, you see some people, and you call them West Indians. They must have been the same type of people that you've seen in East India, if I'm not mistaken. So think about the wordplay here. Nagas. Nagas. What does that sound like to you? You throw in a little bit of accent in there, and it turns out to be another word that they're trying to ban a certain people from saying. They don't like that we say the word. We say it to each other. What up, my Naga? You know? So put the connection together, and you'll realize that West Indians, East Indians are the same people.
I keep trying to tell y'all that giants existed. I'm about to do that shit right now. Look at this. Starts off just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Now y'all starting to understand, right, Pete? Now y'all can't tell me that's not a man laying down, bro. And most of these people was washed up during the Great Flood. Now peep this part, right? Was it just a coincidence?
I don't think so, guys. We had giants here.
I don't think so, bro.
Not just giants, but
Look at that
titans.
shit. Y'all see that? We all seen the Moana movie.
Yep.
All of the paintings and drawings from back in the day, bro, they was telling us. Come to my page for some of the best content. Also, check out my store. I got some good conspiracy shit on there. It's really time for y'all niggas to wake up!
Man, I think we had huge titans here.
So I looked into it. You're totally right. Nagas, which is Sanskrit for serpent. They're like these mythical beings that are the bloodline of different sages in like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. But they are depicted with like a serpent lower half. So I'm not quite sure if it's the same thing. The way he's appearing to me is gray-skinned with a black toga, so I guess that kind of lines up with Buddhism. But he's completely human. Besides his neck up, it's the head of a cobra. Like that. Bam.
What is actually going on in this mysterious structure? There is an interesting structure called the Safeguard Complex that is built eerily to mimic the Great Pyramids, built for approximately $500 million. It's puzzling how it was shut off and closed down the day after its opening. Well, you'll see. The rumor floating around is that the structure was just a diversion, and the actual purpose lies deep underground, as a secret base for the elites of the world, to run the world from the shadows. Even though numerous people have reported strange things and sounds coming from the abandoned structure, no one knows.
So they built it just to destroy it the next day, or just not to destroy it, but to turn it off the next day? Who wastes $500 million? Oh, elite people who don't care how much money it costs. Man, it's kind of like the old World Fairs, right? How they say, oh, they built this World Fair just to tear it down 20 years later. These huge grand buildings and statues just to tear down. Who would do that? Some Buddhist monks or something? That's probably the only people that would do some stuff like that. Oh, snap. Where's this? Oh, that's the helicopters and stuff. I've never seen video of this. I've only seen the picture.
These are the real mound builders. You see the skull and bones? The skull and bones represents power and strength, stolen by secret societies of America and praised in necromancy, voodoo, or black magic. This is why skull and bones are praised or used in necromancy or black magic at Yale University. Necromancy, communication with the dead, usually in order to obtain insight into future or to accomplish some otherwise impossible task. To learn ancient knowledge of the past. Indigenous Americans originally used necromancy, or AKA black magic, to talk to their deceased ancestors one more time. It is an inherently human need to talk to your ancestors one more time. It was demonized by colonizers, but they used it to obtain ancient knowledge and also to tell the future. We know the truth now.
The Battle of Troy was fought at the same time as the overthrow of Genghis Khan.
Hold on. Look at this picture. Dang. My bad, y'all. My camera just died. But check it out. Look at this picture here, right? So, I don't know when they're saying that this was built. I'm sure they're probably going to tell you 1870 through 1920 or some crazy stuff like that, right? But they're excavating around it. And clearly there's more levels underneath there. And it looks like these levels have windows or doors or pillars that were filled in with dirt or something. So how many layers do you think it goes down? And how old do you think this building truly is? This could be the tip top of a castle or some grand structure as tall as a mountain or something like that. But we only see the surface level because most of the times they're not excavating unless they need to.
Was fought at the same time as the Napoleonic War. What if all these wars were fought contemporaneously? You know, because there's a good deal of evidence to suggest that they very likely were. And what it was really all about was a war to overthrow the civilization that was here before us, which was basically based in a nation called Tartaria, which took up all of Russia, Mongolia, most of Europe, China, India, Asia, parts of North America, Australia, the Philippines. This was all part of the Tartarian culture, which is why all of these buildings exist all around the world. And then something happened which wiped that culture out. It got expunged from our history books. The nations were divided up into what we see now as nations. We were fed this this history which gave us this whole feudal, reality that from thousands of years ago there was. What if the Battle of Troy?
What are you doing? I hope you know your team have been working all night and half the day trying to figure this out.
You about to drop them gems, y'all. Listen.
What? No, I was talking to Chris. No. Gotta pretend like students like these technically follow the rules and back the grades. What's wrong with that? It's boring. I mean, anybody can do what they're told. Anybody can memorize facts. Anybody can shine the apple on their heads. Oh, and what were you like? Class clown, wise ass. I was the opposite. I was silent. I was watching all the kids look at the blackboard, answering the questions where they thought they should answer. I never looked at the blackboard. I was looking at the questions that were being asked. Too cool for school, huh? I saw the path that they were being marched down. I also saw a different path. A better one for me. So I took it. By breaking the rules. The rules were already broken for someone like me. And if I can remember correctly, you actually broke a few rules that week in Paris.
I mean, Kevin Hart was just basically saying that, what we say here in our community all the time, that the school system is just a system meant to put you in place, basically. It's not meant to make you a thought thinker, or that's a thought thinker. What am I saying? It's not meant to make you think, period. Thought provoker. Maybe I should say that word instead. Oh, here it come. I don't know what that was. What is going on?
Gotta be careful what you sell your soul for, bro, or what you think you selling your soul for. You know what I mean? Like, you wanted to get ahead. Don't nobody wants you to get ahead. You know what I mean? We gonna make it hard for you. You know what I'm saying? Like they made it hard for me in my hazing ways.
This is how they initiate you into Hollywood.
They did it, but do I really want to see them in jail? No, I was being hazed. Want to be a Kappa, and you get hazed. Didn't you want to be a Kappa? You wanted to be a Kappa, right?
I want to be a Kappa?
No, I'm just saying. To the person that wanted to be a Kappa.
Oh, okay.
You want to be Kappa. You want to be Alpha, whatever the fuck it is, okay? We're going to haze you and haze you and haze you until you are a Kappa. That's what happened. People sold their souls to Diddy. And then they're mad now because the hazing process was a little bit rougher than they thought. You can't, the king? Why do you think I love Diddy so much? You're not gonna dethrone this man because he know how to get you there. By way of hazing you, I call it haze.
Orlando Brown probably did some crazy stuff in
Georgia
his
used
life.
to be next to Africa, back when it was kanji. That makes awful basically Africa or maybe. Africa is awful. This guy talking about tech.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Listen, everything Prince Uriel Base said in my video about how we fell unconscious during the time of Atlantis was put right in our face in the Disney movie Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Y'all know it's universal law that they tell us, right? Let's take a look.
So, no, I'm gonna let this play out first.
Experiment.
Which I think that big experiment was right there, right? That big old explosion. If you go back into like the old, texts and stuff, or old hieroglyphs that you could see in certain places, you'll see that they had depictions of nukes and, helicopters and ships and things like that. I believe there was a huge nuclear war back in the day, or someone lit off a crazy bomb. And what happened when they did that is what's about to happen right here.
Listen to what he tell him. right in our face.
Mm.
Right out here was suddenly struck by some cataclysmic event that sank it beneath the sea. Now some of you may ask, why Atlantis? It's just a myth, isn't it? Pure fantasy. Well, that is where you belong. 10,000 years before the Egyptians built the pyramids, Atlantis had electricity, advanced medicine, even the power of flight. Impossible, you say. Well, no, not for them. Numerous.
You see the depictions of the people from Atlantis. They look similar to that of Mesoamerica, which is just America. You know, same thing, same place, same people. The Olmecs, things like that.
Ancient cultures all over the globe agree that Atlantis possessed a power source of some kind, more powerful than steam, than coal, more powerful than our modern internal combustion engines. Gentlemen, I propose that we find Atlantis, find that power source, and bring it back to the surface. Now, this is a page from an illuminated text that describes a book called The Shepherd's Journal, said to have been a first-hand account of Atlantis and its exact...
Where y'all think Atlantis is? Probably
I believe
Atlanta.
that they was trying to tell us something in American Horror Story. The apocalypse season. Listen to this and pay attention. Pay attention.
Are the Kardashians filming out there?
What the fuck?
No, it's bullshit. It's a hoax. It's like that time in Hawaii. They're gonna text in like a minute with a retraction.
Are people still talking about Hawaii though?
Hi, Daddy. How's Hong Kong?
Oh, listen.
You know what? We have a terrible connection. I'll call you after I'm done.
Just shut up and listen. The missile alert is real. In less than an hour, Los Angeles is going to be an empty crater.
Daddy, you're scaring me.
You can still be safe. There are 4 spots reserved for our family. But your mother and brother are here with me, and we're not going to make it. A car is coming. It'll take you to Santa Monica Airport. A private jet is waiting. So go. Just go.
What are you talking about?
And I love you very much. I wish we could be together again, but it's too late. Just try to be happy, baby. Oh my God, it's the only thing that matters.
Do y'all remember when they was doing that new test alert? I'm just wondering why. That shit can't be good.
Is mainly on negativity. Let me repeat this to the ones that's woke. Us, we see the world the way it should be, and once we don't see that, and once we see the world the way it should be, and once the world is not the way we want it to be, we focus on negativity, and that is the truth. A woke person only sees the world being asleep, because we see the full potential of where the world should be. So I'm trying to make this make sense. Like, we become enlightened, right? I mean, there are so many different levels of enlightenment. You can never fully be enlightenment, you know? The only way you can do this is if you learn how to turn your physical body into all light. So there's layers and levels to all of this. But we focus on they're doing this to us, they're getting over on us. They lying to that person, they tricking that person. Oh my God, this world is so wrong. This world, they can't do this. Oh my God, politics, this. Like, we focus on the negativity, and we really do. Because I know that's how I used to operate. I used to say, I gotta fix the world. And the only reason, and the only way I can fix the world is if I focus on all the things that is wrong with the world. So throughout my journey, I said, oh man, the world is wrong. I gotta fix this. Oh, the world is wrong. I gotta fix this. Or the media is lying. Oh, I gotta fix this. Like, I literally try to fix everybody's problems, but I didn't even realize that all my energy was being focused on negativity. It took me a long time to say, my whole life is based on fixing a corrupt world. Why?
In U.S. airspace. At their recommendation, I gave the order to take down these 3 objects. Our military and the Canadian military are seeking to recover the debris so we can learn more about these 3 objects. Our intelligence committee is still assessing all 3 incidences. I'll be sharing with Congress these classified policy parameters when they're completed, and they'll remain classified. When I came into office, I instructed our intelligence community to take a broad look at the phenomenon of unidentified aerial objects. That's my job as your President Commander-in-Chief. I gave the order to shoot it down. The military advised against shooting it down over land because of the sheer size of it. It was the size of multiple school buses and opposed the risk of people on the ground if it was shot down where people live. Tracked it closely.
Joe Biden sound like he reading something, but he's struggling to read it. You know, he like, oh, is this the last page yet? Oh, one more page. Oh, man.
We analyze its capabilities, and we learn more about how it operates. We waited until it was safely over water, which would not only protect civilians, but also enable us to recover substantial components for further analytics. And then we shot it down, sending a clear message. We'll act to protect our country, and we did. Access to U.S. technology. We're analyzing them as I speak, and what we learn will strengthen our capabilities. But I make no apologies, and we will compete. I'm grateful for the work of the last several weeks of our intelligence, diplomatic, and military professionals who have proved once again to be the most capable in the world. And I want to thank you all.
Sir, the question wasn't. There's been criticism. There's been criticism that this wasn't. There's been criticism that this. Sir, Mr. President, there has been criticism. Mr. President, there has been criticism that this was an overreaction that was done because of political pressure.
You come to my office and ask the question. We have more polite people.
Mr. President, why have you chosen Poland for your 60th anniversary of the war? And what's your message? What are you speaking for the President?
Y'all believe Mr. President or not? You think they really shot some stuff down? I don't know, man. It's hard to tell with this whole charades that they got going on over at the White House show. It's literally a show. I don't know if it's just me, but don't y'all think that we should at least have a president who's able to finish reading his speech, correctly? Can he at least pronounce the words correctly when he's reading? I mean, my man's just like, he's up there, and I don't understand how we can have someone of that age, run the world.
Scrolling on here and I found this clip. You guys gotta check it out.
There was a time where perhaps 90 million years ago, there was a lush rainforest that is now covered in miles of ice on the Antarctic.
So one thing I always have a problem with is when people talk about history and they throw these millions of numbers out there. Oh yeah, about 90 million years ago, about 60 million years ago. Yeah, the sun's about 93 million miles away. Man, look, I'm not believing none of that. 93 million years or 90 million years, whatever it is, 60 million years, a million years at that. It's so long to say that, for sure something was going on.
A friend of ours, who will remain nameless, went there. And he said a couple interesting things. He said the mountains looked eerily pointy and four-sided. He said way more mountainous than he thought it would be. He said there is a pact with every country that has a slice of it that they will not dig or remove any minerals from Antarctica. They are clearly protecting or preserving something that may or may not be under, I believe it's 3 miles at its thickest of.
And I find that clip really interesting because I myself have always wondered about there being possible pyramids in Antarctica. I've seen a lot of images like this on the internet showing possible pyramids in Antarctica. I also find it very interesting in the clip that he wanted to keep the person that went to Antarctica a secret. Why? Because Antarctica is swore in secrecy. Actually, the longest treaty that's ever been upheld by multiple nations is the Antarctic Treaty. We have a treaty by all major nations that no one is allowed to go there. That's a civilian. Only government-permitted access is allowed to Antarctica. A lot of people believe that is because Antarctica isn't the continent that it appears to be on our standard maps. Some people actually believe that it is the outer wall, not a continent in itself. And also, fun fact, I just figured out today that there is actually the northern lights and there's also the southern lights. So both poles emit weird lights from them. Just something interesting I thought you should know, because I thought there was only the northern lights. And also, how the sun works is very different in Antarctica. There is a period of the year that there's 24 hours of sun. Then there's a period of 24 hours of darkness. So it's a very strange place to say the least. So tell me what you guys think about this information in Antarctica in the comments. What do you guys think they are hiding in Antarctica? Do you think it's possible that there was an ancient city underneath the ice? If you guys like this video, make sure to share it with everyone you know. It helps me out a lot. And if you guys would, check out my latest music video. You can find it on my YouTube channel. It's for a song called Cheap Liquor, and it's the first song off a 7-song album that I'm dropping on my birthday. And you can pre-save the full album now on Spotify. The pre-save link is in my bio. Again, thank you guys for watching these videos. Stay safe out there. Peace.
One subject. Make sure y'all go get that cheap liquor from your boy Marson777. I'm pretty sure that's what his TikTok name was. But yeah, y'all, what y'all think about Antarctica? I'm just here to let you know that there's pyramids on every bit of landmass on this whole plane. And that's landmass that's above and below water that you'll be able to find pyramids, right? The world is not what we thought it was. There's a lot more to it. And whatever they're hiding in Antarctica is the same thing that they're hiding up in Greenland. You know, Greenland, you see the northern lights. Antarctica, you see the southern lights. They're both large land masses, apparently islands frozen over. You know, so I don't know exactly what's truly what it is.
That really blows your mind is alchemy's the homunculus. You have to look into this. The homunculus. Life infused with no soul.
Yo, life infused. That looked like them trying to grow those babies in the labs with those fake little, you know, uterus sacs or whatever. Oh, that's my new gym, guys. Looks nice, don't it? Yeah.
We're taught in school, at least I was, maybe you had a misfortune that you didn't get as miseducated as they made me, where I had to turn around and relearn everything that they taught me the wrong way in order to go the right way. The pituitary gland, they say, is your master gland. It controls all the functions in your body. I say nothing could be further from the truth. Your minor gland would be your pituitary gland. Your basic gland is your pineal gland. Some people call it pineal. I understand it's pine cone shaped, called pineal gland. The pineal gland is the gland that produces melanin. And wherever you have melanin in your body, you're going to function differently than a person with little or none. And the grade of your melanin will help you to do things that other people can't. And when you're beginning to function with your melanin, then you can begin to adapt to magnetic fields. Here it's broken down. I'm giving it to you a different way now. Magnetic fields, electrical fields, and orgone fields. Without that, you cannot adapt to all three. You may adapt to one, the lowest of all, electrical fields. Our problem here nowadays is elves. I'm not talking about the one in the hollow earth. I'm not talking about the one in the fairy tales, because elves, not elves, are killing you. Elves is extra low frequency, which is electrical propagations, electrical energy. That is what short circuits you. That's what's causing you to AIDS. That's what's causing your cells to AIDS. That is our biggest problem here. And they're building up more and more towers everywhere. And the more towers go up, the more it's going to short circuit anybody with an active pineal gland. And it's only going to be melanated people that can get through this. And even they now are being attacked with the shots and AIDS and all these other things, which we will also get into too.
Yo, big shout out to Dr. Delbert Blair, man. His knowledge is crazy. Hey, and he made this video how long ago, and he was talking about the towers that they're putting up, and here we are in today's time, and what are they still doing? Putting up more and more powerful towers, 5G towers everywhere you go. He's talking about shots and all this other stuff, and what are they doing in today's time? Man, giving you more and more and more boosters, aren't they? It's just a crazy world we live in. But yeah, if y'all ever was wondering, Dr. Delbert Blair is the one who actually woke me up and made me start really thinking and starting to question everything.
And so yesterday I stood on this stage and said some things that I should not have said. But we all deserve a second chance.
Whoa. Whoa. I don't even know what bro about to say. I don't even know what this video is about. But why does he have a black eye? Why? And it's the left eye. Why? Is bro part of the black eye club? Everyone was talking about, oh, that's just a photoshopped picture. You photoshopped those. No. That don't look photoshopped to me.
So I would like to apologize to absolutely no one. None of you were elected to show us how we should live our lives. All of you motherfuckers took your private jets to show up to this meeting, so don't lecture us about the environment. I ain't eating bugs, you can eat these nuts, and once again, you can go fuck.
Hey, did you know the frequency of your clothes could be making you sick? Check this out. In 2003, Heidi Yellman, a doctor, conducted a study on the frequencies of fabric. The study found that the human body has a signature frequency of 100, and organic cotton has the same frequency. The study also found that a healthy body has a frequency of 100, while a diseased body has a frequency of 15. If the number is lower than 100, it puts a strain on the body. Linen has a signature frequency of 5,000, while wool has a signature frequency of 5,000. Now, rayon has a signature frequency of 15, while polyester, acrylic, and spandex and nylon measure 0 and do not reflect light. And lastly, guys, non-organic cotton has a signature frequency of about 70. In conclusion, if you're wearing polyester, rayon, nylon, and non-organic cotton, you may need to be a little bit more conscious about the clothes that you're buying and wearing, because it may be making you sick. Now, like I always say, please don't believe everything I'm saying is facts. Do your own research and think for yourself. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
Guess I gotta take this off. Just playing, man. Think I'm gonna give y'all a free strip show?
Alright, TikTok, I'm back with another one. And this is for everybody who's still worshiping these celebrities in 2024. Now, this video right here is quick, but it'll make you really, really think. So pay attention.
Old Nikki. Here I'm going to show you the biggest deception that has been fooling people for years.
Tragic story of Princess Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. No wonder she's Nicki Minaj. Oh, wow.
Was a Cambodian Thai princess born in the 1920s who married King Tom Holland IV.
What's really going on? Have you seen that movie called Godsend? I'm starting to believe they've been telling us their agenda for the longest, but we always brush it off.
Look just alike.
You might think that this is just a younger version of Taylor Swift, and that's just it. But despite their uncanny resemblance, this girl's name is actually Becky. There is a theory that Taylor Swift is the successful queen of a clone program, which sampled their DNA from this lady, Zena Shrek, the former high priestess of the Church of Satan. See the resemblance? Shrek was a pop star and the high priestess of the Church of Satan till 1990, and coincidentally Taylor Swift was born in 1989. Both Taylor and Zena used serpents as their symbols and have similar successful careers, crossing over from country to pop music, leading many to believe that Taylor Swift was created to take over where Zena left off. That's why I think.
You have a lot of great fans out there, and what they do is they find old paintings and old pictures from like the 1500s of dudes that look like you. So they just think that you've been on the earth since you've just been around. There's just different generations. I just wanted to show you. We're all stardust, baby. I know.
Look, Keanu Reeves looks like the same Keanu Reeves from the movie Hardball. From he had another movie too, even before that, that crazy movie where he put the VR on and was doing stuff with his fingers. He looked like the exact same person, just with some facial hair.
Did you know that somebody used these 3D glasses to create a device that can spot UFOs that's cloaked in the sky?
You know those
3D glasses that are red on one side and blue on the other, and you get them in movie theaters. He cut them up so that the lenses were separate, and he stapled them together, and he taped it on top of his lens for his iPhone. The red lets in infrared. The red and the blue together blocks out almost all visible light. And so the light that can get through is going to be the infrared stuff. There's not much ultraviolet light in the atmosphere, so it's really mostly infrared. But there is no visible light that's coming in because of the red and the blue together. So what he ends up getting is mostly the infrared. And he started taking videos with his iPhone with this makeshift thing of the Washington, D.C. area, and he started to get a whole bunch of UFOs. Interesting configurations, different shapes and everything. So the Washington, D.C. area was like filled with them. And these were things on demand, any 10-minute period that he would do it.
You mean to tell me these glasses right here, if I staple together and put them over my iPhone, we got an alien capturer that we can capture them cloaked on our phones? And we know what the infrared do. Once you start seeing the infrared, you start seeing in different dimensions.
Now I was on Al Gore's internet and saw this shit. Certified human chuck burgers. Now, allegedly, they've been ST people all the time. ST, you know, trafficking. People been getting found, murdered. People just been missing all over the country. That shit say certified human. Y'all don't find that suspicious, dog? Cause I made a video a while back about when McDeath, when did he die, and burger disease was giving y'all them cheap ass burgers. And how when I travel the country, dog, I don't never see a lot of cows every motherfucking where. And there's too many restaurants and too many motherfucking grocery stores selling beef. And ain't no fucking way they got all these cows to supply all these motherfucking food chains, especially when there's a McDonald's in every 10-mile radius. Smaller than that for real, it's like every 5-mile radius.
Every
dog.
block.
There's hella restaurants where I live at, every motherfucking where. And I'm 1,000% sure it ain't enough motherfucking cows for all that beef, dog. Now look at this one. See how they got the wording on that motherfucker? In purple, it's people. And then you got the green and say, for the meat. You put it all together, it's for the people meat. Quality meats made from people like you. On the package. And you're buying that shit. And that, see right there, that's why everybody's so batshit crazy. And going insane and shit. You know when you eat these meats, right? You taking on the stress that came from the individual, meaning a person or the cow, when they died, all that negative energy and all that energy they had with them is going right into your body. And people wondering why they all stressed and depressed and got anxiety and shit. Maybe it's from this motherfucking meat you're eating, dog. Yeah, allegedly, they've been doing this for a long time, and I gotta say allegedly because they keep trying to take my stuff down, and you can see I've been shadow banned. On TikTok, at least. It's going crazy right now, dog. But we in the age of Aquarius. Everything's coming out. Everybody's awakening. But you got these NPCs that ain't awake worth a damn. And if they not an NPC, come on, man. Snap out of the Matrix. We are entering 5D, dog. There's too much information out here. Now, I wouldn't say go on Google to research anything, because it's hard to find anything on Google now. You gotta go on Bing, Firefox, all kind of other stuff, but trust me, Google should be your last resort. You might as well just go on TikTok to search up something, because you can't do it on YouTube either, dog. Not anymore. But all these meat packagings saying human meat, I found some years ago. Celebrity meat products. I'm gonna do a video on that. I just gotta get all my information again, dog. But this right here It's motherfucking crazy. Yeah. Be careful what you're putting in your body. Cause that shit is taking over. Dog. Damn. Peace.
Alright, y'all, your boy's back. Now, apparently we have the ability to see without our eyes, and this lady has her very own channel teaching you how to do it. And supposedly there's classes that train you on how to do this, teaching you how to see shapes, numbers, colors, objects without your eyes. This girl was playing table hockey with a whole blindfold on. This woman who's losing her sight was able to see again through this training. Now, I've been experimenting with this, and
Hey, shout out to all the people that watch the kung fu movies, you know, when you were younger, or the anime movies where they say practice your ki, focus, close your eyes, you can fight better. Look, I need to figure out how to do this. I'm about to go to this channel and watch every video. I'm about to be doing videos on here with my eyes closed, y'all. I'm about to be reacting to videos with a blindfold on.
I'm telling you, don't mock it till you try it. Alright.
So in 1973, during the Church Committee hearings, we learned that the CIA had a program called Operation Mockingbird, where they had at least 400 members, leading members of the United States Press Corps, from the New York Times, the Washington Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, etc., who were secretly working for the agency and steering news coverage to support CIA priorities. And they agreed at that time to disband Operation Mockingbird in '73. But there's indications they didn't do that. And the CIA today is the biggest funder of journalism around the world. The biggest funder is through USAID. The United States funds journalism in almost every country in the world. You know, it owns newspapers. It has journalists on it, thousands and thousands of journalists on its payroll. They're not supposed to be doing that in the United States, but, you know, in 2016, President Obama changed the law to make it legal now for the CIA to propagandize Americans. And I think, you know, we can't look at the Ukraine war and how that was, you know, how the narrative has been formed in the minds of Americans, and say that the CIA had nothing to do with that.
CIA got their hands in everything.
When did this change? When did this change from being objects in the mirror may appear closer than they are to objects are closer than they appear? When did this change? Is this the Mandela effect? I'm believing. Bye-bye now.
So I keep seeing a lot of videos on TikTok of people talking about the world is about to end, right? The apocalypse is coming. Like, people are getting a little too excited about the apocalypse. Not that I'm judging. I mean, I totally understand. But if you're hoping that the world's end is going to bring you that sweet, sweet relief, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'd like to introduce you to a little theory called the quantum immortality theory and Hugh Everett's many worlds interpretation. Quantum immortality theory suggests that nobody ever actually dies, that consciousness never experiences death. Instead, whenever you die in one universe, your consciousness just gets transferred to a parallel universe where you survive. So let's just say all of these people who are anxiously and excitedly waiting for the end of the world are correct. If the quantum immortality theory is correct, you're just going to wake up in a parallel universe with no memory of the fact that you've just survived an apocalyptic event.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while, though. That'd be crazy, you know, if you did just pass. And then it's like when you're having a dream, right? And in your dream, you might have been falling, or, you know, somebody might have offed you. And when that happens, you jump or wake up out of your dream like, just had a nightmare. What if that was your consciousness being transferred over to that parallel universe? You just got killed or unalived in this universe over here, and bang, your consciousness had jumped into a new universe. And that's why we have Mandela effects and all this other stuff.
The only sort of hint, sort of clue to the fact that this has happened would be new Mandela effects, right? So after the inevitable apocalypse occurs, you're going to wake up the next day in a new reality. And the next thing you know, you're going to find yourself on Reddit talking about, since when did Pizza Hut have two T's? arguing with people who are native of this new reality, talking about it's always had two T's. So what I'm basically implying here is that in our reality, apocalypses happen every day. You don't believe me? Okay. It's been about 65 million years since the asteroids allegedly took out the dinosaurs.
Allegedly.
So you mean to tell me that in 65 million years, no other asteroids have come through the neighborhood, take us out? You think we're just that lucky, huh?
There was no dinosaurs.
No other super volcanic events in 65 million years. We're just out there in space, just dodging asteroids, right? By luck, right? Earth doesn't have a steering wheel. So yeah, what I'm saying is that Earth is probably always being taken out, and our consciousness just keeps getting transferred to another parallel universe, and then another one. For all you know, the apocalypse probably already happened last night, and you're just waking up in this reality talking about, since when has my light switch been on this side of the wall?
That's something to mess your mind up right there. The quantum immortality theory.
This world is changing for the better. How many people seen the crystal quartz coming through the earth? The planet is speaking to us. When she wake up, we wake up. We have no time to stay asleep no more. Remember, crystals is knowledge, wisdom, and data. These crystals are coming through the earth because it's time for us to wake up. Don't forget that we have a crystal city inside of this planet. Crystal City is the highest vibration on this planet. Let's not forget that our pineal gland is really a crystal that stores and holds data. Once we remember that we are crystals, we will understand why they want our pineal gland to be calcified. At first, it's going to seem like the world is falling apart, but it's not falling apart, it's coming together. Once we come together and realize what's really going on, the game is over for the people that run this world. It's the reason why we have chakras inside of our body. These chakras are really crystal, but your crystal will not shine if you don't heal your body. That's why spirituality is so important. It's all about healing and remembering who you are. So when you hear about these quartz breaking through the planet, it's just the first step. More is going to come. Remember, these Hollywood movies tried to warn us or let us know that crystals are really important. Matter of fact, crystals is how we talk to our ancestors. Remember this guy, Superman? He went to a crystal cave to talk to his ancestors, but the green crystal always made him weak. Why did the green crystal make him weak? It's because the green crystal represents the heart chakra. And the people that run this world are the false serpents. When you look at Superman logo, you might see an S, but it's not really an S. His logo is really a serpent because he represents the false reptilians that took over our world. Did you know there's crystals in cell phones, TVs, radios, all kind of technology for communication? The earth is trying to speak to us. That's why the quartz is breaking through the planet. You must have high vibrations or be connected to the mother to understand what she's trying to tell us. It's a warning. Things are changing for those who put in the work and effort to change. But for those who want to stay asleep, you're going to stay asleep. I have an 18-step guide in my ebook if you want to know what to do when you first wake up. We are going to the new earth and things are really about to change for everyone. So if I was you, I would save my energy.
That looked like some stuff off of anime. Wow. Let's look at that in slow motion. And tell me that don't look like some Kamehameha, some Dragon Ball Z stuff in real life. There's a lot of strange stuff going on in the world.
Y'all ever heard of hunting parties? Listen to what she's
No.
got to say and keep an open mind.
At the hunting parties, they would like they'd have all these expendable children outside in the woods, and usually they have holding grounds, like a tunnel system or something underground where they hold the kids in cages until the time of the hunt. And the hunt usually happens later, once it's dark outside. And so what they'll do is they kind of they'll kind of make a parameter, which is pretty large, of these woods, and they'll station the different elite people around the perimeter. And then when they give the go, they release the kids, and the kids are told just to run, to hide. And that's when the elite will go through the woods and start hunting for them. When they catch them, a lot of times they will first sexually abuse them, and then they'll kill them. So not everybody will get killed in that situation. If they don't, then they're used for other hunts. But there were kids that I saw who
Sound like Hunger Games. Yo, like a little dinosaur.
Space is fake and aliens are a lie. The universe is mental. Everything exists within your mind. Believing in space and the heliocentric model keeps your mind stuck within the physical plane. They want you to believe in a physical universe when in reality it's holographic. Your mind is experiencing the program that is ran by the central nervous system in the brain. The body is the one that is simulating this realm. Because the universe is mental, the physical plane is a dimension within your mind. Square's the physical plane, triangle's the ethereal. Thinking outside the box holds a deep truth because you need to think outside of the physical plane to explore the higher realms of your mind. These are the veils of your mind. The devil is the D-veil, keeping you stuck within the physical. The 7 planets are actually 7 energies, which give you the 7 chakras, the 7 days of the week. The stars are always in rotation. When our mind incarnates into matter, we are born into a specific alignment into the planets and the stars. This is why everyone is different, because we all have a different placement within the stars. Every one of you is a star, a sister, mister, because the stars are portals into the astral plane. Ascension up to God is a metaphor for ascending up to your true being, the one who is existing outside of the physical plane. This book is called The Book of Wisdom. The link is in the bio. Worldwide shipping.
Check this out, y'all. This was caught in Japan the other day. This is the top of Mount Fuji. Y'all see that? I know you guys are probably thinking this is a cloud, but what kind of cloud does this? What cloud does this? Do you not think it's a ship that's literally collecting energy from the mountain? What do you think of that? And then, so I believe that cloud right there is connected to this, and I don't believe it's a cloud, y'all. That is not no cloud, you guys. Look at that. Check this out. That's literally a ship, because just look at the dust that it's leaving behind it. What cloud leaves a dust like that? A magical dust like that? What cloud leaves magical dust like that? But yes, 2024 is revealing so much, you guys. Check this out. You see? So I believe that's what that cloud was. And I believe that's what the cloud was. I believe it was gathering up energy right here, like it's doing over here, circulating the energy and then getting its way on out of here. So what do you guys think about that video, y'all? 2024 is so interesting, and it's going to get a lot more interesting, y'all. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think, are these two related? Because again, that was Mount Fuji, and if you look at that video, you can see the mountains in the background, y'all. See that? So again, I think these two are related. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. We end this shift, and we getting it. Peace in.
I seen some of them clouds when I was in Colorado. Are celebrities starting to regret Hollywood? Ooh, that's
like
true.
Everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. Pre-Big Mamas, to me, actually, it's like you have an AD, you're like AD, BC. Okay. It's like BM for me. My career pre-BM.
So Big Mama was a
changing point.
Yeah.
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 What made it a changing point? Was it that it was Martin, or just everything was aligning up at the right time for you?
It was a negative changing point, to be honest.
Okay.
Positive in a way where the perception of my image was on every bus, but my personal life was in shambles in that time. It was horrible.
You want to expound on that? What do you mean? Like,
if I was a stand-up at the time, seasoned like I am now, I could tell the story. And that's the issue. Is like, how are you able to tell your story? The most elegant way, saying in an eloquent way. I couldn't say what I was going through because it's almost like if you're a baby, you can't communicate yet, and I wasn't fully a seasoned stand-up to be able to say what I was going through. But in retrospect, if I can say what I was going through, at the time when I did Big Mamas is when I met not my wife, my daughter's mother, and from that time, it's like my life was just, it was hell from there. My personal life was in shambles, but my career, it was at its height, I believe. It was going.
It was kind of like a passing of the torch, in a sense.
Yeah, it was. And I played Martin's son, and I feel like that. It's so weird. It's like every time I play these sons of people, it never goes right.
What didn't go right with Big Mamas?
It was, first of all, no offense, that movie wasn't that good to me. It wasn't a prolific film. I sound so mean, like, oh, you should be grateful for it. But I'm real.
It's forgettable.
Let's be real. Like, it wasn't like the best movie. It was okay. It was an entertaining film. Number one, Big Mama's one. That's arguably like, okay, Miss Doubtfire was out, but the whole dress bit was already overdone. You know, it was like, it was hacky, you know. And I did it purely for the money and the work of Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it for the purity of comedy, but I did it for the purity of work with Martin. But I believe that it was still more than money. Like, dang, I'm gonna get a big check, you know.
Yeah. And knowing you now, and I'm gonna kind of set this question up, but in knowing you now, there's a more of an awakened Brandon compared to when he first came into the business. You mentioned the dress. It's a big conversation about that. Did you get like slack when you wore the dress at that moment?
It was like, wasn't slack from people. Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress. You know,
he called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. Why you bashing me? And then he was trying to warn me, you know, don't get in the dress. So the awakened Brandon, you couldn't pay him $1 trillion to get in the dress.
Yeah. Was there like
too late?
How did they present that?
Too late.
Well, you knew right away you had to get in a dress.
I did the scene on Lottery Ticket.
Okay.
That scene on Lottery Ticket. After that, they were pushing his dress on me. It was something about that scene that touched a lot of people, and I think I was too real. I think they did the same thing like to Tupac. When you too real, they start looking at you like, hold on, how'd this slip past us? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? And then it's like, you know what? Yeah, he might be a kid. Just put him in a dress.
What do you think the dress is about? Is it to tone us down, to tone that realness down?
I think the dress, personally, is a thing that is not in our culture to do. And I think everybody will want to put their culture on us. And no, not to hate your culture or your God. If your God say you can put on a dress and your culture is normal for you, that you have the right as a human to choose that. But me, for my God and my culture, my ancient culture, we didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was cursed by it. I believe it was a curse that went with that personally, because nothing went right since then. That's truthful. No one can tell me, hey man, you thinking too much, man. You sit down, man. Everything went wrong. Just like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. I'm telling you, I lived it.
Yeah. Is there any like
even with Martin, things went wrong when he did it too. Because Martin is very anointed. Martin is a very strong man. And Dave Chappelle said that too. He says things about that too. And something, if you look at Martin's Arsenio Hall interviews, you look at him now, something's changed. You know?
Yeah, well, Martin,
I thought the same thing.
I
noticed that
too. It's not a shot, but something's changed.
No, he definitely had like a lot of fire behind a lot of energy. He's got
similar to me.
He's gotten older, but I don't think he's gotten that old.
Eddie Murphy's old. He still has a fire to him too. I don't think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad has a fire. He's almost.
You think maybe it was more the business that kind of it took so much out of him?
Honestly, I think it's a spiritual thing, but everyone has their own journey. Mm-hmm. I can't say what it is. I don't know. I think, for me, I can only speak for my journey. Once I put the dress on and I had that fire was put out.
Yeah.
And I only did it one time. So imagine doing it 3 times, 4 times. But then Tyler Perry did it, he got stronger. I don't know the rules. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened to me. I'm not here to knock another brother because that's their path.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't do is knock my brothers because that's their path. But I'm saying my path, when I put on a dress, it came with a demon baby mama and a starter kit for hell. That's what happened to me. You haven't seen me since, to be honest. But then I feel stronger, though.
The latest predictions from The Simpsons for 2024 are genuinely eerie. This one is absolutely disturbing. In season 24, episode 9, Homer Simpson is preparing a bunker fully stocked with provisions for his family, anticipating something dreadful on the horizon. Shortly after, a solar superstorm strikes Springfield, a silent, invisible tempest sweeping through the town, causing severe consequences. This catastrophic event leads to a complete shutdown. No internet, no electricity, everything comes to a standstill. A solar superstorm could wipe out the internet for weeks or even months or even forever. The portrayal of a solar superstorm in the episode aligns with the potential real-world impact such an event could have. Interestingly, NASA has recently made a shocking discovery, a massive hole in the sun called the Coronal Hole. This hole, large enough to engulf 60 Earth-sized planets, is currently releasing solar storms at a staggering speed of 1.8 million miles per hour, and could be headed to Earth fast. The last time the Earth experienced such a storm was in 1859. It was known as the Carrington Event. The 2024 solar storm is predicted to be 60 times more powerful than the 1859 solar storm, possibly the strongest ever recorded in history. Such solar storms can have catastrophic effects on Earth, affecting satellite power grids, GPS, and potentially wiping out hard drives and the entire internet permanently. Might take decades for us to recover. It's only a matter of time.
In here is everything we need to survive.
Survive what?
The looming kablooey.
It's reassuring to see you're aware of the future, but this is all a little creepy.
Creepy? Marge, the apocalypse is coming. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe never. But it's coming. And soon.
I'm going to bed. An EMP?
You know what that means?
And scissors.
I'm hungry.
The zombies, huh?
Or if you wait.
Simpsons might have predicted this.
You know what that means?
Hey, so on here though, it doesn't look like everything got wiped out because of some solar blast or something. No, it looks like that started at the nuclear plant. So what they trying to tell us with that one? Maybe that this whole thing is just something that they're planning on doing. And then it's crazy that they keep bringing up the Carrington event in 1859. I feel like something strange happened in 1859. I think there's like a change age, and I think that's probably what we're approaching. Something's going to change, and history is going to be rewritten.
It's actually happening.
Of Kauai, including an underground bunker with a concrete-filled metal door. The residents reportedly will have up to a dozen buildings with some 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. The two main residences will be reportedly connected by a tunnel that leads to the underground shelter. Another feature, that's according to Wired, includes 11 tree houses connected by rope bridges that travel along the estate. The report says it will cost more than $270 million to build. There's already some controversy from indigenous people in the region who are upset about the disruption that this has caused. But this got me thinking about a book, book that's out recently by Douglas Rushkoff. It's called Survival of the Richest. He's a professor at City University of New York. He calls this nervous billionaires building bunkers. He writes that here are the wealthiest, most powerful people I've ever met, yet they feel utterly helpless to avoid the inevitable event. You know, the climate crisis or pandemic or social unrest that leads to revolution or mass unrest that renders the world unavailable for any of us. And something big.
Planning for the end of the world or something. They try to keep this
something big.
Why is no one questioning why Mark Zuckerberg is currently building a massive underground bunker in Hawaii? Listen carefully. It's scary. He's constructing a $100 million complex in Hawaii.
The looming kablooey.
It's reassuring to see you're aware of the future, but this is all a little creepy.
Creepy? March, the apocalypse is coming.
Hey, my TikTokers. Now, I heard something. Another TikTok female did a video on, and she was saying that the reason why the people are now, people with no dependents, now is owing the government is because they stopped taking federal taxes out of your check. They didn't tell you. They just stopped taking it. So I was like, not me. And so, yeah, I did go and try to file my taxes. And no, I do not have any dependents. And yes, I do owe the IRS. You want to know why? I don't know about nobody else, but I went and printed out every pay stub that they did not take out federal taxes. If anybody knows anything about this, I did not agree to this, nor did I give them permission to stop taking taxes out of my check. And so now what they're doing is that they're taking taxes, they stop taking federal taxes out of your check. And now you owe the government at the end of the year. I didn't agree to this. And so if there's anybody on this app that knows anything about the tax law or whatever, I didn't agree to them not to take taxes out of my check. October, they stopped taking federal taxes out of my check. October, they took $1.40 in federal taxes out of my check. After October, there's no federal taxes being took out of my check. How the does that happen? Who allowed the federal government to do this, and how can I fix it? That's what I need to know. Thank you, my TikTok. I am just fucking out of here today.
That income tax check gonna be late this year.
All I'm saying is, brother, I can handle it. You can handle it. Put it out there. Let us see it. Let us see it. Because I've seen some stuff that defies any kind of logic, any kind of science that we have now. A couple of thousand people maybe working at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, maybe less than a handful knew that it was for the atomic bomb, knew what they were doing. That's what compartmentalization is all about. My theory on and premise on this is the people that knew, like 47, Roswell, the people that knew, they compartmentalized it. It's a different America then. Well, a lot of those people are dead, so there's a complete disconnect after it's been handed off to this department or this department, and now it's in some corporate vault somewhere that has a quasi-governmental relationship. And I know that's a long way to explain it, but that's why they keep this stuff secret. That's how they keep this stuff secret. Now, it's either they're breaking the technology out, and that's why we're seeing some advances now, or they've got it and they realize that the power brokers in this world will no longer be in the oil business. They will no longer be in. They'll have to get out and get an honest job like the rest of us. Well, no, Congress isn't necessarily an honest job, but you get my point. I just think the technology, part of it is they can't get to it, and some of it they've got and are not sharing.
I'm still the only person that ever beat Donald Trump, and I'm looking forward to do it again.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick around Joe just for a little bit longer.
Why the genius scientist Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the numbers 369. He once said, if you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. To understand this,
you know who else was on that 369? And Lil Jon and them East Side Boys.
369, we need to know that humans did not create mathematics, but we discovered it. Because it is the law of operation of the universe. It is the language of the universe. Here is what Tesla discovered. When doubling 1, we get 2. Doubling 2, our 4. Doubling 4 for 8. Doubling 8 for 16. A total of 16 is 7. Doubling 7 for 14. A total of 14 is 5. Doubling 5 for 10. A total of 10, we return to number 1. And this pattern repeats endlessly without the appearance of the number 3, 6, 9. Interestingly, when doubling 3, we get 6. When doubling 6, we get 12. The sum of 12 is again 3. These two numbers complement each other. Only 9 is the highest independent number. Tesla said that these three numbers are in a higher dimension that controls the three-dimensional world that we live in. If 3 and 6 are yin and yang, then 9 is a higher entity that controls this whole universe.
The power of 369.
And you wonder why there's, over 60% of the prison population is black. I'm not saying African American because they're not African American. They're the Aboriginals. They were here. No such thing. Because they were the true Native Americans. They're the copper colored race. Look up Dane Calloway and watch his shows. That man, Dane Calloway on YouTube. Oh my God. He is fucking beyond brilliant. The research he does. Whoo.
Hey, big shout out to Dane Calloway, for real. If you guys haven't followed Dane Calloway's page, go give him go check his channel out real quick, because man, the videos he posts and the knowledge that he posts honestly will make you question reality. Not even gonna lie.
Ooh. He goes way deep into this shit. And when you start realizing, it's like what they, because you don't have people out there saying, oh well, it didn't happen to me or this or that. It's like, it did happen to you. We should fucking look at everything and think, you know what? That happened to us. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter what skin color you are, what fucking, I don't care if you have, whatever. If you're a human being, they did it to us.
Da, 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 da. And instead it was like a da, 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 da. Could have literally done like a I used to float and now but that's not what the song wanted, and I could have gone I used to float. There's so many ways I could have
She throwing up symbols with her hands. I don't know if y'all peeped that.
What I wanted it to sound like, and I got it there. What is the key?
Wait, tell me that ain't Selena, bro. Bro, tell me that's not Selena, dude. John, pull out a photo, bro. That's her, dude. Wait, that's her, dude. Wait, bro, that's her, dude.
Look at Selena. She a time traveler.
Make it black and roll. Bro, look at her nose and shit, bro. That's her, bro.
Dang, I do look like her, though.
She says 1989, bro. 1989, wait. Nah, Hopper, is she a fucking time traveler? Bro, dude. We probably, bro. Nah, bro. Hey, don't you have a gramophone?
This ascension shit is getting wild. So this planetary energetic shift that has been happening over the past few months is starting to fucking speed up. Here are some things you can notice. You feel tired. You tired? Don't want to work. You don't want to do anything, eh? I know. Your vision is fucking
That just sound like you lazy. You don't want to do nothing. Come on, man. You got a life to live out here. A long one at that. You better live it.
distorted. Like my eyes today, I just want to close them. I don't want to look at anything. 3, headaches. Why not? 4, nausea. I've been experimenting this. I'm like, why the fuck do I feel like gagging right now? People don't understand with their logical physical mind, and I am not a scientist, so I'm not gonna show you fucking diagrams and shit so your physical mind can be like, That makes sense. You're an energetic being. Different vibrational frequencies hold different currents. Imagine one's red, one's orange, one's pink. Imagine it's different colors, okay? The best explanation I can give you so you understand. Imagine that we've been like operating through different colors and now we're shifting to operate on the same colors all at once. We're just like fucking combining and we're like going full force. Your physical vessel, your third dimensional body. What's happening? Oh, shit, what's happening? This is what's happening. Stop telling yourself you have to suck it up or something's wrong with you. Maybe you need to see a therapist. Maybe you need help. Maybe something's wrong with you. Nothing's fucking wrong with you. It's just they don't want to talk about it on the news because they don't want you to know about it because they don't want you to know anything. So you think you're going fucking crazy because you're like, I don't feel normal. I don't feel like I did like 5 years ago. What's going on? One day at a time is all I can offer you because that's what I'm offering myself. There's days that I feel super creative and in flow, and today, y'all, the pressure is here and I just feel like yuck. I'm going to send you a big energetic hug from afar, probably very far. But just know that I am with you. You're not alone in this. Every time I make a video like this, people are like, wow, I'm so glad I'm not by myself. You're never by yourself. We're all connected. We're all together in this thing. So let's get it.
This is the hit.
Hey, we all connected, like she said. Let's get it. Hey, so I didn't really have any of those symptoms. I haven't been nauseous. You know, I haven't been feeling like not doing nothing. You know, I haven't experienced laziness. But I did have a headache though yesterday, guys, and that's why I didn't post a video. Like I had a headache all day right here in the front of my head. I don't know how it happened. I was working out, I was doing jump rope, and then I got done doing a set of double unders. Next thing you know, my head was banging and out of nowhere, and it wouldn't go away all day. So, apologize for not posting the video yesterday, but that's why.
Truth about fossil fuels. As you may know, fossil fuels are literally dead plants and animals that have been processed and burned. So let's think about it. You're taking old plant, animal, and probably human matter from who knows where, you're putting it through a refinery process, and then you're burning it, extracting the power, the carbon, from beings that were supposed to pass on to another life. Every time we start our car, it's a sacrifice. Thousands of years ago, we made a covenant with the planet that we would protect her. Now we're using her blood to fuel our cars, to get to lives that we don't even like. And we wonder why it's heating up the planet. Global warming's real. What happens when you get sick? Don't you heat up?
Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about capitalism and communism. We have people who say communism doesn't work and we have people who say capitalism doesn't work. So for me, it's not about capitalism and communism, but it's about creating systems that work. So let's take for an example, people are saying, okay, communism works, looking at China. So, but in actual terms, you'll realize that in China, when a leader can't compete, what happens? They disappear. Meaning they capitalize on the leader's knowledge and experience. In the US, we had a global market crash in 2008 whereby the state had to come to rescue. This shows that for them to work, they actually need one another. So meaning private and government, they're supposed to work together to create tangible results that can actually benefit the masses. But at the end, we have to capitalize on all that.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm mad too, so just bring it on.
Some people ask, were you alone out there? We never gave the real answer, and yet we've seen things out there, strange things. But we know what we saw out there, and we couldn't really say anything, and the bosses were scared of this. They were afraid of war of the worlds type stuff and about panic in the streets, and so we had to keep quiet. And now we only see these things in our nightmares or maybe in the movies, and some of them are pretty close to being the truth.
Uh-oh.
A black American from Atlanta named Dexter just found out that he is a direct descendant of King Ramses III of Egypt.
This is the tomb of Ramses III in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. The symbolism on the wall tells the story of Ramses. He has the American plumed serpent on his head, the American bighorn sheep or ram on his shoulder, and the Olmec were jaguar on his belt. The jaguar is also found on the wall in the temple. Check out the jaguar on the mural on his belt. In the book written by Herodotus, it states they made their bread of maize. This is a mural showing corn on the wall with the corn tool they used in ancient times. And they also smoked tobacco and cannabis. These are Americans. We know the truth now.
Shout out to We Know the Truth Now, man. The real Egypt, the true Egypt was here. The word Egypt is even fake. That's a made up word. You know, why do you think they try to teach you so hard in school to point on the map to where Egypt was or teach you about Egypt? Because they want in your minds to think that's Egypt over there. But no, the true Egypt was here, right? Where you get corn from, the Americas. Where you get tobacco from, the Americas. He just stated out the animals from the Americas. You're finding all type of Egyptian artifacts here in the Americas. You know, people find them in their backyard. You can look up stuff about that as well. You know, so what's that say? I think there's so many similarities between the ancient Mayan or Olmec civilizations and the Egyptians to say like they're one and the same, in all honesty.
Agenda 21 was a code name for a master plan that was originated by the United Nations to change the political and economic systems of the world to one of total collectivism. In order for this to work, people must not be allowed to have independence. They must be dependent on the state for everything, otherwise they would not be easily controlled by the state. This means the general public can't have private property mostly. They can't have land of their own. They have to live in high-rise apartments, preferably, that are provided by the state as a benefit, so to speak, free living spaces for everyone. The goal is to keep people out of nature from living out and about, because anyone who can provide for themselves and have gardens and farms, or even chicken and sheep, they would be considered a threat because they're independent. They only want corporations out there growing all the food and not the general public. The states want us to be in big cities, smart growth cities, compact cities, metropolitan areas, not in nature, so that they can control our water, our food, and our electric power. Leonardo da Vinci, by the way, he said, if you find out from your own experience that something is a fact and it contradicts what some authority has written down, then you must abandon the authority and base your reasoning on your own findings. 5D not 5G is a good hashtag. 17 Sustainable Development Goals all need to be achieved by all nations by the end of 2030. All households everywhere will have access to clean water, sustainable energy, health, sanitation, education, and basic nutrition. Companies across all countries will provide jobs for all. They will invest in sustainable societies and environments. Cities everywhere will be safe, resilient, and inclusive, provide decent housing and jobs for all, move to carbon neutrality and preserve oceans, and create biodiversity laws. They're gonna fix everything for us when all we have to do is just go vegan. Live by the higher ethics and higher mannerisms where we don't destroy nature like our ancestors. They didn't have cars that pollute the skies and TVs. So now we're dealing with what our government gave us. It's a problem. Now we're reacting. Now they're going to give us a solution, which is worse. The UN has approved. The UN has appointed sustainable development advocates or famous celebrities for this agenda to work and persuade people. Our homes need an improved analyzing of our energy use and food and water waste, carbon and water footprint. All we have to do is eat less meat and processed foods. Elon Musk said that AI, artificial intelligence, is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization, and that all future production of vehicles will be electric. Robots will take over the transportation industry, and commuting of products will be fully autonomous, which means electric cars. Even the big semi-trucks that go around are going to be electric. So no more gas stations. 10 years from now, there will be no gas stations. If you have a gas car that you just bought, you're going to have to sell it because you need to get an electric car soon. And it's not good. Electric is worse than gas because it's going to kill you, not just the environment.
Man, that's crazy. He dropping them gems. He said it's gonna kill you, not just the environment. I feel like everyone needs to be on their I am robot stuff. You know, keep your little gas car or a little motorcycle in your garage. You know, just in case you need to try to escape. Because who knows, man? If AI is in control of all the electronics, right? If there's AI in all of these electronic cars, who's to say that AI ain't gonna just take over one day? Who's seen the show Westworld? I mean, come on now. You program these computers so much, eventually they're gonna be smarter than you.
There was an event that took place back in the late 40s known as the Babylon Working Ritual. Now, this was a ritual that was carried out by Jack Parsons, JPL. You know, people will even to this day say that JPL stands for Jack Parsons Laboratories, but on paper it's Jet Propulsion Laboratories. JPL is major. It's a historic, I mean, so much surrounding this, so much history here. Jack Parsons was not professionally trained, yet he was tapping into high technology and building rockets. How do you do that without any type of formal training? There were no rocket programs in America before Jack Parsons. This is paramount to understand. This guy was tapping into, you know, theosophy, Thelema, the religion of Aleister Crowley. He was a disciple of Aleister Crowley, and he was working with L. Ron Hubbard, who was the founder of Scientology. Interestingly, not only did L. Ron Hubbard start Scientology, but he was a science fiction writer. The movie Battlefield Earth with John Travolta, well, that was written by L. Ron Hubbard. Interestingly also, John Travolta is a Scientologist, right? Now, I mention this because this is a man who writes science fiction, yet he started a religion based on science fiction. There has to be something in there where he's getting these clues and these ideas. He's getting these from another realm.
Of supernatural activity that took place after that ritual was performed.
Babylon Working was successful according to Jack Parsons. Matter of fact, Parsons said in his Antichrist Manifesto that they were successful and that a child was conceived in that act, and that there was a spirit known as Hilarion. The government puts together this group that says we're going to get answers to what exactly took place out there in the desert in California by Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard. They go to Jack Parsons, and keep in mind, Jack Parsons is also working with the government. He's now been given, you know, special privileges on things. So they go to him and they say, Jack, all of this stuff that's happening right now, did you do this? Did you do this? And you know, he said, I think so. Now, shortly thereafter, Jack Parsons blows himself up in a lab. Accidental. It was not intentional. Belief was that whoever opened up the portal had to close the portal. Well, Jack Parsons is now dead. Wow. And the federal government is now having to understand and depict exactly to the public what's happening here. And so this group is researching, and out of that group, they finally start to make some headway. They know they're dealing with entities. And so in all of that, they begin to try to make contact with those entities, maybe for some help, maybe because they're trying to figure out how to close this thing, maybe they're trying to figure out how to undo what Jack Parsons did. So they go through satanic rituals to communicate, because that's the only method of communication that they know that works to contact these entities. In doing this, there's a small faction known as the Collins Elite. But once they began to engage in satanic rituals and magic and alchemy, this group says, hey, you know what? This is not what we signed up for. This small group raises up. It's a faction. It's a counterpoint group, which means that they are no longer in agreement with the big group. They have a different opinion. They say, we have a Christian worldview. This goes against our Christian worldview. And so they see that entities are being channeled and communicated with, and now technology is being given through these rituals to these other members of the government. So the Collins Elite says, whoa, 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 this is dangerous. You guys are really playing with fire here. We can't support this. We can't do this. And they came up with this idea that the aliens were going to take over, and that in order to protect our country from the aliens, from the entities, they believed that we needed to instate a forced theocracy based on the law of Moses. Okay, this was what's known as a limited access program, or an LAP. A limited access program means that nobody in Congress has to know about this.
The Khan's elite were a counterpoint group within different governmental organizations that were party to satanic ritual being.
Strange connections indeed.
Human realm was feeding off low vibrational energy. There's a scene in the first Matrix movie where Morpheus holds up a battery and says, the Matrix is a computer-generated dream world designed to turn humans into one of these, a battery. That is a profound statement in an apparently fictional movie.
Well, we saw the kids version in Monsters, Inc. as well.
That was another one. You had the monster world, where the key monster was a green entity with one single massive eye. I mean, that's telling you, isn't it? What happened is that in the monster world, they had no source of energy. And so in the power station, every day, the monster employees would turn up and they stand in line. And then these doors would come, and when they walked through the door, they walked into a child's bedroom. And their job was to terrify the child, so the child screamed. They caught the scream in a tube and went back to the monster world to power the monster world. It was very symbolic of how this works. They are telling you without telling you, if you know what I mean.
All the movies tell us without telling us. I ain't trying to be no battery
And
out
so it's
here.
important
Probably
to
already
understand
am.
that this entire realm is a fractal of a whole. We're a fractal of the universe, and our consciousness, even though it's one consciousness, it's also a fractal of the main master of consciousness. And it's really incredible that every thought that you think in your skull, it leaves your skull as a form of a light wave. Every time you think, we know this because we could put a cap on your head in a laboratory, put a little electrodes on it, sensors, and tell you to think about something, and it's going to show up on the computer screen. Because
It's clear these bunkers are not for show. They're fully equipped high-tech shelters stockpiled.
I'm believing so. I'm starting to think.
But what terrifying threat has so
Thanos
worked
is
the
right.
powers that be? Some just see paranoid
You heard me.
panic, but could billionaires
Thanos.
be receiving inside
That
warnings
nigga
of
was right.
impending catastrophe? If the richest humans are now seeking shelter,
Half y'all niggas got to go.
the rest of us start developing our own escape plans just in
Y'all
case.
negative asses, stinking asses, low vibrating asses. Y'all got to go. Y'all like drama. Y'all ain't for helping the youth grow. Hey, y'all ain't even helping yourself grow.
Very true.
Y'all niggas got to go. So you heard it first from me. Thanos, he was right. We don't need none of y'all. Y'all got to go. Half of y'all niggas got to go. Got to go.
Wanted to come on here and show you guys this that I saw, heard, and read about. Didn't believe it. And I was like, there's no way. This is cheese that I just took out of the fridge. And you can plainly see that I just opened it. So, when you burn it, you hear that? It's plastic, people. It's not melting. It's burning. But it makes you wonder why.
I knew it was a reason I ain't never liked cheese on my burgers.
In the shadowed corners of alchemical lore lies a secret so dark, so entwined with the fabric of life, it has haunted the dreams of mystics and madmen alike. The creation of a homunculus. Derived from Latin, meaning little man, the homunculus is an entity shrouded in mystery, born from the arcane rituals of alchemy. Legend speaks of Paracelsus, the Swiss alchemist, who claimed to have spawned this miniature human through methods unfathomable and profoundly unnatural. A concoction of human sperm, animal blood and other ghastly ingredients left to ferment in a vessel, mimicking the womb, was believed to bring forth this eerie semblance of life. But the creation of a homunculus treads a fine line between genius and madness. What are the ethics of creating life? Does it possess a soul, or is it merely a shadow of life, an abomination of nature? The pursuit of such forbidden knowledge comes with a price. Toying with the very essence of life can lead one into a labyrinth of moral quandaries and existential dread. The homunculus remains a symbol of our unquenchable thirst for understanding, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lurk in the unknown reaches of science and magic. Dare we delve into such dark corners of ancient alchemy? Or should some secrets be left shrouded in the mists of time and legend? Views from the edge.
It probably is making little homunculus peoples, you know, little small peoples. That's probably what we are. We probably were made through some type of test tube or something like that. We are test tube babies made from the gods. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.